We believe in building a small team of people. Usually it's comprised of between 1 and 3 people. Clarifying some questions that you're going to be asking into that foreign market, identifying target companies, and spending a couple, 3 months doing this discovery. You're unpacking things. Sometimes I've had people say, oh, we already knew that. After we get through that process, we say, oh, it's okay if you already knew that. We're validating it. And it's good that it's true because it means you don't have to change much. And sometimes you'll discover other things. So you repack and then you go into your scale mode. The examples we have here, I've already talked about several of them, but in the case of, so I talked about the QGO example, that was the NLP company. First, they tested in the market. Then they landed some clients while they were still remote. They didn't put any bodies in the country. They landed 2 clients. Then they actually exited. That wasn't on purpose. That wasn't what they'd intended. And I didn't like it actually, because I was there as a team member and I was going to be comped on the bonuses for all these great clients we had in the funnel, but then we got acquired. And that was great for the founders. And then the executive team actually moved to the US after the exit. Okay, so there was kind of a, these things can happen in lots of different orders. We had another example, well, 8XTPL, where they tested the market. And I told you there was that CEO parallel track where the CEO was running around doing exactly what we were doing, but with his network. And then they opened a US office. They're a public company. Surprisingly, they're on the Polish Stock Exchange. You guys know how that game works. So it's a little struggle actually, because they're an early stage company on the stock market. But they saw their valuation boost around this time by about 50 million. I think it was zloty. I'm not sure if it was euros or zloty. Anyway, a huge boost after a couple of years of being flat. There was something going on that happened during that period where they got that value growth. Adyen went from testing directly to a partner strategy. They landed the partner. They landed the partner. Then they landed a client through the partner, Verizon. Then the CEO and the pre-sales team moved over there. And then they exited to a German industrial company. So again, it created some jealousy back in the home country, and they got bought. So you see, there's a whole range of different ways it happened. Hippo, they sold Disney. I told you already, they sold Disney through their downloadable free stuff. They tested the market with those while they had those new clients. Then they hired into the country, then they exited. So there's lots of different ways of doing it. The ways I've seen it failed. One company, they started the testing, they built up their funnel, and then they stopped. They paused. They had a funnel that they were building. They left a lot of things that were on the table with that funnel. So just in terms of how you squeeze things, another one that tested, they got nervous that they didn't have the right information and it wasn't validating things how they thought about it. And this will drill down exactly into what types of activities are in that unpacking mode and that repacking mode and then that scale mode.